Imagine this. You're in the Arctic, surrounded by ice, miles from anywhere, and you find someone,
Mm-hmm.
half dead, starving, clinging to an ice floe.
Yeah, just barely alive.
You rescue him, bring him aboard your ship, and then he tells you a story so intense, so horrifying, really, that it completely changes how you think about creation, about being responsible, maybe even about what being human actually means.
And that's exactly where our deep dive kicks off today. We're jumping into the world of Frankenstein, but maybe not like you've heard it before. We're not just doing a plot summary.
No, definitely not.
We're really digging into the letters, the accounts, trying to pull out these raw, powerful ideas, things like, ambition, how it pulls you in, but also the dangers when it goes unchecked.
Right. And the sheer weight of responsibility when you create something
Mm-hmm.
or someone.
Exactly. And what happens with abandonment, with rejection, how that just spirals.
So our mission here is to kind of unpack those lessons for you. We'll follow the paths of Robert Walton, he's the explorer in the Arctic, and Victor Frankenstein, the brilliant but pretty tormented scientist.
Yeah. And of course, the creature he makes, this being who, deep down, just wants connection.
But finds only horror. We want to look at those key moments, from the big dreams at the start all the way down to the ultimate despair. Why does this story still hit so hard?
Let's find out.
Okay, so let's start with Robert Walton. He's writing to his sister, Mrs. Seville, from St. Petersburg. It's December, sometime in the 1700s.
Right, and he's already far north of London, as he says, full of this ardent curiosity about the North Pole.
What gets me is how he pictures it, not like, a frozen wasteland.
No, not frost and desolation.
He sees a region of beauty and delight. It's this incredibly romantic view of ambition, isn't it? Almost naive.
Totally. He's dreaming of finding new passages, making huge scientific discoveries, maybe even figuring out magnetism. He calls it the favorite dream of my early years.
And fear, danger, death doesn't seem to register.
Nope. It's all about the glory, the inestimable benefit he thinks he'll bring humanity. It's this pure, focused drive, and it really sets the stage for the kind of ambition we see later.
And he backs it up, too. It's not just talk. He spent 6 years getting ready.
Yeah, 6 years. Going out with whale fishers, deliberately facing extreme cold, hunger, thirst, no sleep.
While studying maths and science.
Yeah.
But then there's this other side, this deep loneliness.
Mm-hmm. He writes from Archangel about really wanting a friend, someone on his level who gets him, whose eyes would reply to mine, as he puts it.
It's quite touching, actually. He even says, I shall certainly find no friend on the wide ocean.
Yeah, he feels that gap. He knows he's maybe too intense, too ardent in execution, and needs someone to balance him out. It just shows how even this massive outward ambition can hide this, inner isolation.
Which makes what happens next even more striking.
Yeah.
Okay, fast forward to August. Walton's ship is stuck. Ice everywhere. Thick fog.
Bad situation.
And then the crew spots it. A sledge on a chunk of ice with a person in it.
A human being, barely alive, emaciated, nearly frozen.
They rescue him, and the first thing this guy asks, on the verge of death. Not for help, not for warmth.
But whither you are bound, where are you going?
Incredible. And when Walton says they're heading for the North Pole, the stranger seems satisfied and agrees to come aboard. It's just insane focus, even then.
It really mirrors Walton's own drive, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Walton is instantly fascinated by this stranger, Victor Frankenstein. He sees the wildness and even madness in his eyes, but also
Potential for benevolence and sweetness.
right. And Walton, who just wrote about having no friends, immediately feels this connection, calls him brother. He sees the man Victor could have been before misery broke him.
And that connection is what prompts Victor to finally tell his story.
Yeah.
So who was this guy before the misery?
Well, he starts at the beginning. By birth, a Genovese, he says, from a top family, really distinguished. His parents, Alphonse and Caroline, had this incredibly loving marriage.
He describes himself as their plaything and their idol. They taught him patience, charity, and self-control. Sounds pretty idyllic, honestly.
It really does. A picture of loving guidance. Then there's Elizabeth Lavenza, adopted when Victor was 5. A being heaven-sent, his more-than sister.
So a stable, loving home, which, like you said, makes his later path seem even stranger.
Exactly. It contrasts so sharply with the neglect he later shows. It's almost like the story saying, look, even a great start doesn't guarantee anything against, well, bad choices or overwhelming ambition.
And his intellectual interests. They took a weird turn early on, didn't they? He wanted to penetrate the secrets of nature, but got hooked on old alchemists.
Yeah, Cornelius Agrippa, Paracelsus,
Yeah.
guys modern science had kind of moved past. He found their dreams more appealing than recent discoveries.
That feels significant. Like he was already choosing an isolated path, ignoring the current ways of thinking.
I think so. And then university at Ingolstadt is the real turning point. First, his mother dies, which is a huge blow. Then he meets M. Kremp.
The professor who just dismisses his alchemists as nonsense.
Right, kind of gruff about it. But then he meets M. Waldman. And Waldman, he gets it. He respects the ancient teachers, but then talks up modern chemistry, the miracles it can perform.
And that lights a fire under Victor.
Oh, absolutely. Victor says that lecture decided my future destiny. He suddenly sees modern science as the way to get new and almost unlimited powers, even mimic natural disasters, command elements. It shifts from old magic to this potentially dangerous scientific quest.
And dangerous is the word. He dives into natural philosophy, chemistry, progresses at this unbelievable speed. His obsession becomes the structure of the human frame, the principle of life.
And how does he study it? By spending days and nights in vaults and charnel houses. Grim stuff.
Truly grim, poking around decaying bodies until, bam, a sudden light broke in upon me. He figures out the cause of generation and life. He believes he can bestow animation upon lifeless matter.
It's a monumental discovery, scientifically, but ethically. Huge red flags waving right there.
Absolutely, and the sheer arrogance. He decides to make the creature gigantic, 8 feet tall. Why? Because smaller parts would slow him down.
It's all about efficiency for his grand project. He throws himself into it heart and soul, ignores everyone, everything, family, friends, his own health. Gone.
He actually thinks a new species would bless me as its creator. It's gone way beyond ambition now, hasn't it? Like a god complex, fueled by working totally alone.
And completely missing the point about responsibility. Creation isn't just the act, it's what comes after.
Which brings us to the moment. A dreary night of November. He sees it happen. The dull yellow eye of the creature opens. It breathes. It moves.
The accomplishment of my toils, his dream realized.
Like though triumph, just instant repulsion, utter disgust. The creature reaches out, maybe just needing contact.
Then Victor runs, escaped and rushed downstairs, abandons it right there. His immediate reaction is horror at the demoniacal corpse he brought to life.
Talk about failure of responsibility.
All right.
He made it, then couldn't even stand to look at it, and the consequences hit him immediately too.
Oh yeah, he collapses. This nervous fever takes hold. He's raving about the monster. And who shows up?
His good friend, Henry Clerval, finds him completely wrecked.
And Clerval, bless him, nurses Victor back to health, doesn't even tell the family how bad it really was. Clerval is everything Victor wasn't in that moment. Loyal, caring, present.
So Victor abandons his creation in horror. What about the creature? What's his experience?
Well, we hear his side too, and it starts with confusion. Confused and indistinct sensations, slowly figuring out sight, sound, touch.
He describes finding a stream, hearing birds. There's a sense of wonder there, isn't there? A sort of innocence.
Definitely. He discovers fire, feels its warmth, but also its pain. Learns it can be useful. It's like a child learning about the world step by step.
But his first interactions with people, they're rough.
Brutal. Tries to approach a shepherd, the guy just screams and runs, goes into a village.
Kids scream, a woman faints.
And then they attack him, throwing stones, other missiles. He barely escapes, finds this little hovel next to a cottage, and just feels the sheer barbarity of man.
First lesson. Humans mean fear and pain.
Yet from that hiding place, he starts watching the family in the cottage. The de Lacys.
Right, the blind father, Agatha, Felix. He sees their kindness to each other, their love and respect, but also sees their poor, unhappy.
And something shifts in him. He starts helping them secretly.
Yeah, moved by empathy. He clears snow for them, gathers firewood at night. They never see him, just wonder about this good spirit. He wants to understand them, their feelings. It's a crucial time for him. He's learning, developing, despite being totally alone.
And then Saifi arrives, the Arabian. And that changes everything for his learning.
Big time. Saifi needs to learn French, so the Lacey's teacher. And the creature listens in, hidden away, picking it all up incredibly fast. Language opens the door.
Then he finds those books. Huge discovery, Paradise Lost, Plutarch's Lives, The Sorrows of Werther. Suddenly he's not just learning words, he's learning about human history, virtue, vice, complex emotions.
And he starts to see himself in these stories, tragically.
Especially Paradise Lost. He identifies with Satan, the fallen angel, cast out, but knowledgeable. He understands goodness, but feels denied it. This intellectual leap makes his isolation even more painful. He knows what he's missing now.
All this learning, this observation, this hidden empathy, it builds up to him finally trying to make contact. He's hopeful, isn't he?
He really is. He thinks if they just hear him, his gentle demeanor and conciliating words, they'll accept him. So he plans it carefully. Approaches the blind father, DeLacy, when he's alone.
Because DeLacy can't see his appearance.
Exactly. And it starts well. DeLacy is kind, listens to his story of being friendless and unfortunate, promises to help. This is it, the moment of hope.
And then the others come back. Felix, Safie, Agatha.
And it's instant chaos. Horror. Screaming. Felix, without a second thought, attacks him violently, drives him out.
Just utter rejection, based purely on how he looks.
And that's the breaking point. That absolute violent rejection after he'd built up so much hope, he declares everlasting war against the species. His misery finally curdles into malice. The victim decides to become the villain.
That war starts almost immediately, doesn't it? With the murder of little William Frankenstein.
Yeah, he finds the boy. William rejects him out of fear, and in a fit of rage and despair, the creature kills him. Then, seeing a miniature of Victor's mother on the boy, he frames Justine Moritz, the innocent servant.
So cruel. And Justine is executed. Victor knows the truth.
But he's paralyzed. Who would believe him? He watches Justine die, consumed by guilt but silent. And Elizabeth, she's devastated, saying, "Men appear to me as monsters thirsting for each other's blood. The cycle of violence is truly spinning now."
It's horrifying. And eventually, the creature confronts Victor directly.
In the Alps, yeah, a dramatic scene. And he makes his demand, a creature of another sex, but as hideous as myself, a companion.
He promises if Victor grants this, they'll disappear, live harmlessly. But if not.
The threat, I will be with you on your wedding night. Chilling.
And Victor, he actually agrees.
Reluctantly, he feels a flicker of that creator's duty, maybe, swayed by the creature's genuine misery. But again, it's a scientific fix he's reaching for, not really grappling with the emotional core of the problem.
And he doesn't go through with it. He starts the work in Scotland, on this remote island.
Finds it loathsome, and then he has second thoughts. What if they hate each other? What if they reproduce? He starts thinking about the potential danger to humanity.
He says, "My duties towards the beings of my own species had greater claims," and destroys the female creature.
Another abandonment. Prioritizing a hypothetical future risk over the definite present suffering of the being he already created, and crucially,
The creature sees him do it.
witnesses the destruction of his only hope for companionship. His rage is without bounds. He repeats the threat, more intensely now. I will be with you on your wedding night.
And the consequences follow swiftly. Victor lands in Ireland.
And is immediately accused of murder. The victim, his best friend, Henry Clerval, strangled.
Oh, God. The black mark of fingers on his neck.
Exactly. Victor collapses again. Another fever. The creature is hitting him where it hurts most now, taking away his human connections, mirroring Victor's own rejection.
And the ultimate target of that threat, Elizabeth. Victor marries her, still thinking the threat is aimed at him.
He prepares for a fight on his wedding night, leaves Elizabeth alone for a moment.
And the creature strikes, kills her, throws her body on the bed, the murderous mark on her neck. It's just the absolute worst, most calculated act of vengeance.
Utterly devastating. And that breaks Victor's father, too. He dies of grief soon after.
So Victor has lost everyone. His brother, Justine Clerval, Elizabeth, his father, all because of the life he created and abandoned.
And what's left for him? Only vengeance. He becomes consumed by it, pursuing the creature across continents into the Arctic. He says his vow to destroy the creature is the only thing keeping him alive.
It's a complete reversal, isn't it? The creator is now as haunted, as driven by destruction as the creature he hunts, finding peace only in sleep, dreaming of who he's lost.
Which brings us back full circle to Walton's ship, stuck in the ice.
Right. The crew is close to mutiny. And Victor, dying, still tries to rally them towards glory and honor. It's unbelievable.
His ambition flickers even at the very end. He does reflect a bit, regrets his mad enthusiasm, but he defends destroying the female creature. My duties towards the beings of my own species had greater claims. What do you make of that? Does he get it even then?
It feels incomplete. He regrets the outcome, maybe the enthusiasm, but still seems to draw this line between his species and the creature. Like the creature is outside his moral circle.
Yeah, he asks Walton to finish the job, destroy the monster. Still no real sign he grasps the depth of his personal failure, his lack of empathy.
And then Victor dies. And Walton hears another voice in the cabin.
A hoarser voice. He finds the creature weeping over Victor's body.
An incredible image, the monster mourning his creator.
And the creature justifies himself. I am malicious because I am miserable. He talks about the agony, the rejection, the vengeance, and asks that haunting question. Am I to be thought the only criminal when all humankind sinned against me?
It forces you to confront his side, doesn't it? He calls himself the miserable and the abandoned and abortion, to be spurned at and kicked and trampled on. It's just raw pain.
Absolutely. And he reveals his final plan: to go to the northernmost point, build his own funeral pyre, and consume to ashes this miserable frame. Death is his only consolation.
A truly tragic end for someone who started out just wanting, well, warmth, connection,
I think
understanding.
It's the final outcome of that cycle of rejection. He became the monster everyone saw him as.
So this deep dive, it really lays bare the dangers of ambition without responsibility, doesn't it? Walton's dreams, Victor's obsessive quest, the creature's descent. It's a powerful warning.
It really is. It shows how one act of creation, followed by that profound neglect, that absolute rejection, can just unleash catastrophe, not just for the creation, but for the creator and everyone tangled up in their lives.
The creature story really hammers home how crucial empathy and acceptance are, and what happens when they're totally absent, how it can twist someone.
Creates these cycles of pain, of vengeance.
So, thinking about all this, Victor's regret, the creature's final despair, it leaves us with a pretty big question, doesn't it? What responsibility do we actually bear for the things or maybe even the ideas we bring into the world, especially if they turn out differently than we hoped or if society rejects them?
Yeah, and maybe the ultimate question the story leaves hanging: how much of the monster is truly born, and how much is made by the world's fear and rejection and by the creator simply walking away? Something profound to think about.